So I woke up this morning and honestly, I did not feel like coming to first service. I just didn't feel like, sometimes when you just get lazy, I didn't get enough sleep and I feel like I haven't rested all week long. So I really didn't feel like it. But then, I guess that's why it's really good to just get in a word, because there's certain times where you go through certain situations, something as practical as what I'm about to say right now, that the word becomes that motivation for you. So earlier this week, I was reading Romans 1:9, where Paul was saying, it says, God whom I serve in my spirit to preach the gospel, right? Something along those lines. But he said, God whom I serve in my spirit. And I thought about it. I'm like, if I'm dependent on my flesh to do the work of God, to do my service, to render my service to God, then I'm going to get frustrated. I'm going to get tired. I'm going to get irritated with certain things that people do to us. But when there's this one thing I said to myself last year. I'm like, my goal for this year is to not get offended with anything that somebody does, or especially in church, or anything of that sort, because we have to get to a place where we start to say, God, it is not about me, but it is all about you. So regardless whether or not people see you when I'm serving, people see me when I'm serving you, people don't see me, people acknowledge me, people don't acknowledge me when I'm serving you, I'm going to get the mindset, I'm going to have that conscious mindset that, God, it is all about you. It is never about me. No matter how angry I get that things don't go my way or people don't acknowledge me, no matter how much you get to that place where you feel like that, you can have the understanding that and say to yourself, like, God, at the end of the day, it is never about me, but it is truly all about you. Because I feel like in our walk with God, we get to a place where we have to be circumcised, and the Bible talks about that, circumcision in our spirit. So it's not just flesh, because if you're really depending on your flesh to serve God, to do the things that God is calling you to do, you're gonna get worn out, you're gonna get tired. But if you have the conscious decision that you're serving the Lord in your spirit, then you carry the fruit of the spirit, which is love, which is joy, which is long suffering, self-control, all these things that you need when you're dealing with other human beings. Don't depend on your flesh to do that. Solely depend on your spirit and serve the Lord in your spirit, because the Bible says that for those who worship the Lord must worship him in spirit and in truth. So your flesh cannot worship him, neither can your flesh serve the Lord. So just a little motivation for you this week, or whatever situation or season that you are in your walk with God. Always remember that we are created to serve the Lord and to be a representative of him. But even with your service with God, never get dependent on your flesh to do the serving. Depend on your spirit. Serve the Lord in your spirit. That's when it is genuine. That is when it is pure. That's where grace is available for you. That's where supernatural strength is available for you. All right? I love you all, and I'll talk to you later.